Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in and listening to another video of Stay Away from Narcs. Again, hope you are doing well in your healing, staying away from narcs, staying away from toxic people as much as possible, and holding your boundaries, and most importantly, giving yourself grace and self-compassion where you need to. A lot of us that have been through this abuse, we feel unworthy, we feel crazy, and I want to just take a moment today to let you know that you deserve to give yourself grace. You deserve to give yourself a hug and the self-compassion you need, and the self-care and the self-love you need, and be within yourself and embrace everything that you are. I just wanted to put that out there today. This video is going to be quick. I've been working on other videos specifically on narcissistic spiritual abuse and or narcissistic the communal narcissist. That's a video that I really wanted to put out there to speak on that. That's going to be part of sort of like a series of part 1 and 2, so please stay tuned for that. That's a video that I've been trying to get out for a while. I think it's one of the most triggering for me, and you'll hear a little bit of why I explain that in the video, because spiritual and communal narcissists, again, I'm going to get into more of that, but they are, all narcissists are, they're bullies. They are, they destroy our lives, all types of narcissists. But speaking of the spiritual and or communal narcissist really gets me triggered when I speak about it. For some reason, that's some stuff that I have to still uncover for myself. But anyway, hope you all are doing well. It's a Wednesday. It's nice out where I'm at. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves again, and mind, body, and spirit, and being mindful of yourself and pay attention of yourself. With that being said, today's video is generally going to be towards those that have or had a narcissistic mother-in-law. But in general, again, with all, a narcissist, you can try to put this in terms of your own relationship with a narcissist. It doesn't have to be your mother-in-law or ex-mother-in-law at all. But specifically just talking again from my own experience, and wanting to have a video geared towards those that have had or have a narcissistic mother-in-law, because I haven't done one specifically for them in a while, to how I started this channel. This is just, again, my way of showing back. A lot of these videos are a way of just showing my appreciation and giving back this to help you guys heal, and hearing this and knowing that you're not alone. But so the narc mother-in-law does this to you to make you feel unworthy, and she has a very calculated way of doing this. And this is one of the main points that I want to bring up to you guys that shows that the narcissist knows what they're doing when they abuse you. They know what they're doing, especially narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths. They know what they're doing when they abuse you, because in the love bombing phase or around that phase when they first meet you, they start to investigate your background. They interrogate you, they ask you questions. And I've talked a little bit about this in my other videos, but in more detail, they're doing this to make you feel unworthy. What do I mean by that? They're doing this to make you feel unworthy because what they're doing is very calculated. It's all pre-planned, okay? That's how you know that the abuse that they did isn't on accident, wasn't unintentional. It was geared at you. It was planned out. Because when they scope you out, they find your insecurities, they find your childhood and or other adult wounds. Specifically, I'm going to go into, hopefully when I talk about, I'm a graduate in mental health counseling, and I'm going to talk about more into the childhood abuse and how it affects us and makes us prone to narcissistic abuse and other toxic people in our lives. I'm going to go more in depth to that. But the narcissist knows how to pick out those wounds. The narcissist knows if we're an empath, somebody that's highly compassionate, somebody that's highly empathetic. They scope that out and they look for that in you. And that's why they target you and I. Because if you're somebody, again, that had those childhood wounds, that was abused, that maybe has been wounded from another relationship, has many insecurities, and or is an empathic, compassionate person, the narcissist uses that and plans that by the time that they get around to you figuring them out. Okay? Because that's a big thing. You figuring them out, or them saying that they're, quote, bored and they're done, they have this sadistic plan of using your wounds and your insecurities against you. So for example, in my specific case, I remember that I told my ex-narcissistic mother-in-law that I felt like I was not good enough for my family, for my specific side of my family, which is Middle Eastern. And Middle Eastern families, they sort of have there's some toxic tendencies there, but there's high collectivism. I'm not speaking on all, disclaimer, I'm not speaking on all, but just in general, my own family. And I felt like I was never good enough. Now, if you have ever gone to therapy or have studied cognitive behavioral or other types of psychological therapies and self-help, you know that when we have a negative core belief, one of the negative core beliefs that we have is that people can have, and mine was, I'm not good enough. That is a negative core belief. A negative core belief of I'm not good enough, or I'm helpless, or I'm not a good person. All of those are negative core beliefs that we have been wounded with sometime before we have met the narcissist. And that was a huge mistake that I made when I met the narcissist, and I told them, literally, I basically told them that I had a core belief that I felt like I was not good enough. And a lot of the time we do that because we're innocent and we're empathic and we're compassionate and we're kind people, and we expect other people in the world to be that way. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. And we have the narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths running around just gathering this information against us to use it against us and abuse us with it. So basically, when I told her that was information that she had against me, basically sort of like a blackmail, that she used during the time that I started figuring her out. And she psychologically put this in the mindset of her son, my ex-fiance, and other members of the family. And what happens next, right around my time of discard, right around my time of the narcissist's rage against me, was that pretty much everybody in the family was telling me, especially the prominent members in the family, the ones that typically sided with the narcissist, right? Those enablers again. They said that I wasn't a good Middle Eastern person, and I wouldn't be good in a good Middle Eastern family. And when I heard that, that really affected me. It put me in what is called an emotional flashback. It gave me symptoms of complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and I was numb, and I was in a traumatized state for a long time. On a subconscious level, I wasn't even conscious of it until I entered therapy and started reading about this stuff again. Because the narcissist used that negative core belief I had about myself and basically stabbed that wound that I had. I had a wounded part of me that felt like I wasn't good enough in Middle Eastern families, and the narcissist used that and used the enablers to use it to tell me that I wasn't good enough in Middle Eastern families, and it really affected me. And it could be anything for you, and if you have your own experience, let us know. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about today. You guys, I want to wrap it up. Don't want to make it quick. Again, I'm going to be back with more videos, but that was just a rundown of how, number one, a narcissist, they're intentional with their abuse, and number two, they're calculating it, and they do it to make you feel unworthy. They do it to wound your core beliefs and to stab you where it hurts. They know where to stab you where it hurts when that information is gathered. So I hope this helps you guys. Again, put in the comments if you have any topics or anything that you want me to speak about. I would be happy to take a look at it and hopefully make a video for it. My email is in the link below, and some information is in the description below. I'm sorry. So please take care of yourselves. Again, have a great day. Stay away from narcs.